loud. What a great day. It is beautiful. I was promised, I want you to know, by our physical plant director, Bruce Cotgreave, we were promised sunshine and blue skies, so way to go, Bruce. He had the building ready to go the first day of classes this semester, and now he has the weather ready to go for this special event. We're so happy to have you all here. You know, it has been 4 years since Dr. Jones called me into his office. He was the 12th president of Amarillo College and also my boss. And he said he wanted me to be project director of a bond election. Bond election. Those are two words that a communication officer does not want to hear. It's one of those meetings that you go in and you say, sure, we can do that. And then you walk out thinking, how in the world are we going to do that? But because of Dr. Jones's leadership and his vision and, you know, the trust of the community, we were able to, and the community was able to pass a $68 million bond election, which leaves us here today in front of this absolutely fabulous building. Wait, if you haven't got to go in and see it at the end of the ceremony today and at the end of our ribbon cutting, we're going to invite people in. The tours are given by our students, and they begin on the second floor. And there's cake, plenty of cake. Please eat cake. And some other refreshments, and there are special goodies. I just have to show them because they're so cute. We have got an AC nursing syringe pin. And we've got toothpaste and toothbrushes that say Jones Hall dedication September 29th, 2010. You get your choice of colors. And also, I just want to say, too, that our ribbon is quite spectacular. It is, the nurses have to help me. It is a tube. What's that called? An IV tube. Sorry, I'm not a nursing student, obviously. An IV tube wrapped with dental floss, wrapped with an AC lanyard, and then you can see that we have blue blood and all kinds of great blue things. So that's going to be an exciting part of this venture today. We are so glad to have you here. And let me begin the ceremony by welcoming our 13th President, Dr. Paul Matney.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Jim Rutledge of the Coffee Memorial Blood Center, our apologies. Blood is blue at Amarillo College. Well, what a wonderful turnout. What a marvelous day and a wonderful turnout. And welcome to everyone to the Amarillo College West Campus on what really is, for all of us, a very special day. And a very special day for the Jones family. We gather today on this beautiful fall afternoon, although it feels like summer, just 1 year and 7 months after being near this very spot to break ground on this building. The date was February 25th, 2009. A very memorable day for all of us. A day on which we celebrated Dr. Jones' life at his memorial service that very morning at First Baptist Church. And then later that afternoon, we gathered here to celebrate his legacy as we broke ground on this facility. We welcome our very special guests of honor today, members of the Stephen Jones family. I'd like to welcome Tommy Lou. Would you please stand, Tommy Lou? Dr. Jones' wife. His beautiful daughter and the apples of his eye. We have Jennifer from Little Rock. Jennifer. Holly has come all the way from Maine. Holly, would you please stand? I also want to introduce Cindy Reneker, who is Tommy Lou's cousin. She's from Mississippi. Cindy, please stand. And of course, a very, very proud mother, Bobby Jones, the mother of Dr. Jones from Amarillo. Bobby. Ladies, we want you to know that you honor us with your presence today. Thank you so much for being here on this momentous occasion. Friends and supporters of Amarillo College, we're really here today to do two things. We gather to celebrate this magnificent academic building, which has really changed the landscape of our West Campus. A building with state-of-the-art classrooms, remarkable dental clinic, nursing skills labs, clinical simulation labs, practice labs, a nursing resource center, faculty offices, and more. Facilities which will allow our wonderful faculty to provide first-class education and training to future nurses, dental hygienists, and dental assistants. And we also gather here to honor the memory of Dr. Stephen Jones, our former Amarillo College president, and his leadership and vision in making this building possible. It was Dr. Jones who provided the leadership in establishing both internal and external needs assessment committees, going to the board in the summer of 2007 and recommending that they ask our public to vote on a bond issue, and eventually persuading our citizens to pass that November 2007 bond issue, which made this building possible. I remember the first time I ever heard Dr. Jones refer to this building. It wasn't too long after he had come to Amarillo College in October of 2003 when in a meeting I heard him say, "You know, we might want to consider building a new health sciences center on our West Campus." I remember that like it was yesterday. It's the first time I had ever heard that. And I remember thinking, wow, that's really a good idea. Well, now, I want to introduce a few friends and supporters who are present today to celebrate the addition of Jones Hall, to support Amarillo College, and to honor Dr. Stephen Jones, our 12th president, and to thank the Jones family for sharing Stephen with us. First of all, our Amarillo College Board of Regents. Our board chair is Prentice Williams, who will have remarks a little bit later during the ceremony. Prentice? We have other regents who are here, and if they'll all stand, and please hold your applause until they're standing. I see Lilia Escajeda, a current regent. I see Carol McForrester. I see Michelle Fortunato. I see Don Nicholson. Do we have others that are here? I don't want to miss anyone. David Woodburn is right here. I don't want to miss David at all. Well, let's thank these regents for all they do for us. And then I want to recognize a very special group, and that is our former regents. Amarillo and Amarillo College is so fortunate to have community citizens who step forward, put their name on a ballot, get elected, and then work themselves silly with no pay because they love this city and they love this college and they believe in what we do. Ann McKay is here, longtime regent. Dr. Fred Snyder is here. Dr. Dale Roller and his wife Betty, who, by the way, was our most recent distinguished alumna. Other regents, John Huffaker is here. John, where are you? He's somewhere here. There he is. Now, John Huffaker is now a regent at Texas Tech University, but he never forgets that he got his start at Amarillo College. Do we have other regents, other former regents here? Thank you so much for being here with us. Also, I want to recognize representing Congressman Mac Thornberry's office, District Director Lewis Britt is here. Lewis, would you wave your hand? There he is. You bet. I don't know if Senator Seliger has been able to make it, but Senator, if you are here, we welcome you. And I'm not sure, I don't believe Representative Smithy could make it today. But thank you for being here, Britt. The Friends of AC co-chairs, when this bond issue was called, Amarillo College formed a Friends of AC committee. And there were two people that were instrumental in providing leadership. Alice O'Brien, a former AISD school board member and a tremendous supporter of education of all types in this community, and John Huffaker as well. John, I know, is here. Let's thank John and Alice for their great work. And then we have a person who leads our city, and how fortunate we are in Amarillo, Texas, to have Deborah McCart as our mayor. Deborah, where are you, Deborah? Deborah supports the college every time we ask. She even supports us when we don't ask. And I've never known a better goodwill ambassador for Amarillo, Texas than Mayor McCart. Commissioners, I'm not sure if we have commissioners here, but if we do, I certainly would recognize them. Amarillo College Foundation officers, I just want to mention Alan Rhodes is our chairman. I want to mention Sharon Esker, who is our current vice chair, and Nancy Williams, our secretary, and of course Terry Berg, our treasurer. Now, our architectural firm officials are here. Shivert, Megert, and Associates are absolutely wonderful people. What they have done for Amarillo College is transforming our campuses. I want to recognize the principals and architects, Richard Constancio, John Abbott, and Jay Bingham. Are you gentlemen here somewhere in the audience? Somewhere up there in the back. Wave, guys. Guys, it goes without saying, we would not be standing in front of this magnificent building without your good work. Also, Jay Bingham, structural engineer Jay Ferris, and interior designer Mary Stevens. Thank you very, very much. Our contractors are Page & Associates, and representing them is Stan Cotgreave. Stan, would you wave? Thank you, sir. Stan, every morning when I drive to work and park and I go by your guys and they're doing it's absolutely amazing what you all do, and how you do it on time and under budget, I don't know, but thank you, thank you, thank you. We also have good partners with AEDC, and we have good partners with our Chamber of Commerce as well. I noticed Dr. Rick Jordan, the Dean of the Texas Tech University Health Science Center. Rick, thank you for being here. Jim Rutledge of the Coffee Memorial Blood Bank. Jim, thanks so much for coming over. You've got new neighbors out in the medical center now. And now then, as I close my remarks, I want to especially thank Bruce Cotgreave, who's the director of our physical plant. Bruce is a miracle worker. How he does what he does on top of everything that he does. You know, I tell people, Bruce Cotgreave had a full-time job before we passed a $68 million bond issue. Bruce, wave your hand out there somewhere. There he is. Thank you. And then just real quickly, a group of people. If you serve on our nursing advisory committee, our dental hygiene advisory committee, or our dental assisting committee, would you please raise your hands, because you're the ones that we look to for all kinds of leadership. Dr. Fowler and others, thank you for helping us. Two other groups before I introduce Mr. Williams and Mr. Sanders. I would like to introduce our wonderful nursing faculty. If you're on the Amarillo College nursing faculty, please wave at us. Where are you, nursing? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for the marvelous work that you do. And also now our dental hygiene and dental assisting faculty. Where are you? And now, as I end my remarks, let me welcome to the podium two gentlemen who are tremendous partners with Amarillo College. These are the CEOs of both BSA and also Northwest Texas Healthcare System. And, you know, each time or every time that we ask these gentlemen, Bob Williams and Kyle Sanders, to support us, they are there. They're there willingly, and they help us by recognizing the importance of what Amarillo College means to our healthcare community. We have 690 students enrolled in our nursing programs, and we have more than 500 students enrolled in 15 allied health programs. And I just remembered the Dean of Health Sciences, Bill Crawford. Bill, I would not want to leave you out. Please wave at us, Bill Crawford. But would you now join me in welcoming two gentlemen that are just tremendous citizens of our community and tremendous healthcare professionals. First of all, Mr. Bob Williams, the CEO of BSA, followed by Kyle Sanders, the CEO of Northwest Texas Healthcare Systems. Bob?
Good afternoon. It's a great day to be in Amarillo, Texas, isn't it? You know, I've been at BSA for about 30 years, and I don't remember a day that I haven't seen students doing clinicals or a period of time where we haven't seen students doing clinicals at BSA. And until about 10 years ago, I really guess I didn't appreciate how fortunate we are in Amarillo, Texas to have these programs. And about 10 years ago, they're in communications with other leadership in the state of Texas in particular, we began having long conversations about nursing shortages, and I kind of looked at them perplexed and puzzled and didn't really understand what they were talking about. And as those discussions began to escalate, I have a friend here, can you tell? We began to talk internally about how fortunate we were to have this not only wonderful college that was bringing these students to us, but how well trained they were when they come out of these programs. And then a few years ago, Dr. Jones invited me to be part of the committee, that Friends of Amarillo, Amarillo College. And I didn't realize how very, very difficult the circumstances were with which they were bringing us those students. Their facilities were grossly inadequate and very difficult to do the training that they needed to do in. And it was great foresight on his part and the part of the leadership of John Huffaker and others to make the public aware of that need. And so we at the hospitals of Amarillo are very fortunate to have this wonderful facility to continue that tradition of numbers of healthcare occupation students that are trained here in Amarillo, Texas, with quality educators doing that training. Now, there's no excuse to keep it growing, Paul. We need more and more. But I want you to know, as citizens of Amarillo, how fortunate you are to be sure that the people that are at your bedside when you come to our facilities are well trained. Many of them are your neighbors. They grew up here, and they have an opportunity to come and have a career in healthcare that they might otherwise not have had. So, Amarillo College, citizens of Amarillo, thank you for doing that for us at the hospital and for all of us that live here in this community.
Dr. Matney, I want to thank you. We're honored that you would allow us at Northwest Texas Healthcare System to be able to come and to speak today. I want to extend my thanks to the Stephen Jones family for allowing us the honor of using his name for this building and for giving such an incredible name and a legacy to this program. And I think it just continues to add to everything we're doing here. We're very thankful and very glad to have the partnership with Amarillo College that we enjoy today, and we really very much consider it, as Bob had said, our community college. We've had many great partnerships with people here. Both the board and Dr. Matney have been very supportive of initiatives and ideas that we've brought forward, as well as the things that they've brought to us that they would like to use the hospitals for clinical programs. We've been able to work with many board members, but I did want to especially thank Lily Escajeda and Michelle Fortunato for some of the work on some of the special programs that we've had, and I really appreciate your support of our hospitals and what we've been doing. We've asked for additional nursing students, and in turn they asked us to help support this program. They've allowed us to speak on their behalf on the referendum, and then we've been able to increase programs and working together with the staff, and we're excited about things such as the new sonography program that's coming to Amarillo. So these are just some examples of how we're really truly fortunate to have a community college, a college that allows us to grow our people, bring people into the community, and then train them for the work that we feel like is very important in taking care of our families and our loved ones. Once again, congratulations to Amarillo College on this beautiful facility. We look forward to continuing the partnership, and we look forward to many, many more days of seeing the students running around the buildings and then being able to enjoy working with them on an ongoing basis. Thank you, Dr. Matney.
Good afternoon or good evening, whichever one it actually is. I think it's after 4 o'clock, so it's probably evening. I'm Prentice Williams, chair of the Board of Regents at Amarillo College. To the Jones family, to the Amarillo College family, to the Friends of Amarillo College, and all of the other friends that we have present here, we appreciate you being here. And it is my distinct pleasure this afternoon to be in attendance for this, what we call a celebration. And we think it is something to really celebrate about. The Amarillo College Board of Regents and I welcome you to this event. And there's a lot been said about how it all started. I just want to capsule it a little bit. It all started, I think, with a vision that Dr. Jones had, that he expressed. and got it across to a group of people. And then, of course, the next thing was the bond election that passed something like a $68 million bond, and $9.2 million of that was for this building that we are now dedicating today of 60,000 square feet. And on February 25th, 2009, we were here to break the ground. That's been over a year and a half ago, and most of you were here for that as well. Today, that vision is a reality, and we're here to, as I said, to dedicate and celebrate that reality. Again, we're glad that you're here. We appreciate your help and all that you've given us in the community, and we look forward to seeing you around the city and doing the things that you do, and we look forward to seeing you at some of our Amarillo College facilities, quite frankly. So again, I'd like to say on behalf of the Amarillo College Board of Regents, welcome.
Thank you, Prentice. And also scheduled to speak today was another member of our Board of Regents, John Hicks. He was going to speak about Dr. Jones personally because he is a very good friend of the Jones family, and he had to be out of town today, so he wants me to express to you all, and especially to the Jones family, how very much he wanted to be part of this and how sorry he is he's missing this grand event today. But now, in introducing Jennifer Jones, Dr. Jones's daughter, I did want to tell you, and I got her permission to tell you this little story about her. The first time I met Jennifer Jones, she was assigned to me as an intern at ACB, the television station licensed to the college, and honestly, I thought, darn boss's daughter. But you just can meet Jennifer, and within 30 minutes, you love her, and you can see what a shining star she is. I lectured her about how to go for it and do what you want, and darn it, if now she's not more successful than I am. She's communication director for the Attorney General in Arkansas. Way to go, Jennifer. So we are so glad she's here today, and she is going to speak to us. She proudly defines herself as a daddy's girl. Jennifer?
Thanks, Ellen, I guess. I do want to say thank you all for allowing our family to be here today with you. It's a really high honor for us. You have no idea. As Ellen said, my name is Jennifer Jones, and I'm humbly honored to speak here on behalf of our family this afternoon. You know, after a loved one dies, your life is never the same. And how you choose to memorialize the person who passed death is a testimony to the life of your loved one, to the life that you continue to live, and to the relationship with your God. Those of you familiar with your Old Testament religious history may recall that the Old Testament was full of stories of the early patriarchs erecting what they called standing stones. For example, Jacob placed a stone at his wife Rachel's grave as a reminder of his responsibility in her death and the difficulty of living faithfully for God. God's covenant with Israel through Moses was sealed by 12 standing stones at the foot of Mount Sinai. And the book of Joshua records 7 times when Joshua erected standing stones, pointing to the power of God. These stones marked events of importance, so travelers passing by would know something extraordinary happened here. Those who knew the stone's significance would tell the story of how God had touched the life of the one who had erected the stone. These stones, in essence, were monuments to God. What a monument this is. This structure is a standing stone that represents the hopes of a lifelong educator, a dedicated community leader, and a man who was wholly dedicated to his Lord. I know Dad would give the glory of this standing stone, this magnificent building, and all that it represents, not to himself, but to the power of God working through his life. I want to share a few fun facts about my dad that not many of you may know. It's just kind of some family secrets. The last year of Dad's life, he was naturally surrounded by many doctors and nurses, and he would get to know these nurses who would bustle in day and night, checking on him, making sure that he was comfortable, taking care of his needs. He'd visit with these nurses, never mentioned who he was, learn their names, and talk to them about their lives and their goals. We, as his family, would watch these interactions with the people who so diligently cared for our father, our husband, and our son. We knew that inevitably, Dad would innocently inquire, "So, where'd you get your nursing degree?" When the answer was often Amarillo College, even in the last few weeks of his life, he would beam. He took enormous pride in being cared for by students trained at the school that he so dearly loved. You know, I can't really confirm it, but I'm pretty sure that he kept a notebook with a tally of nurses from Amarillo College and nurses from another area university, and he garnered great satisfaction on the patient care from everyone, but had a particular place in his heart for AC nurses. My dad was also really big on girl power, and he made sure that my sister Holly and I knew that we could pursue anything that we chose, that no field or profession was off limits because of our gender, and that simply because we were born women, we could have as many educational advancement opportunities, help as many people, and lead as many others as our gender counterparts. According to the Texas Board of Nursing website, the majorities of RNs and LPNs in this area are female. The same statistic applies for dental hygienists. How appropriate that this standing stone will provide educational opportunities for so many women and for so many men across the Panhandle. Dad would be so pleased to walk the halls of this huge new building, as he would often do on the AC campus, and visit with students and faculty. I know that he's here today, and I know that he's excited that each of you are here. Luke 19:40 says, "I tell you, if the people were silent, the very stones would cry out." Though this building may bear the name of our late father, a dutiful son, a dedicated husband, and a soldier for Christ, Stephen W. Jones, it is merely a label. This building belongs to the people of the Amarillo Panhandle, to the people who were not silent in approving the bond effort that generated the money for this building, for the voters who did not remain silent in the approval of the bond effort or the needs to continually improve this community. They were vocal about their deep commitment to making this area the best it can be through educational opportunities and improved health care. Without that, this building would not exist. This building belongs to each of you. Thank you for allowing the Jones family to share it with you. And thank you for this high honor, for this standing stone that bears the name of a man who, above all else, served and loved his God. We are again humbled and honored for allowing us to spend this dedication with you. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you, Jennifer. It's my pleasure to introduce Dr. David M. Bonner. He is Mayor Pro Tem of Dumas, so maybe I ought to call him the Honorable Dr. David Bonner. He's also adjunct professor at the University of Texas Dental School in San Antonio, and he's president of the Panhandle District Dental Society. Dr. Bonner?
Thank you for being here at this celebration. What a great celebration it is. One of the best kept secrets in the great state of Texas is the Panhandle and its people. And Amarillo College is a shining crown that testifies to the vision of the people of the Panhandle. Specifically, Dr. Jones and those who continue to lead this college after him, and now this great health science center. On behalf of the dentists throughout the Panhandle of Texas, the Panhandle District Dental Society in particular, we're so thankful to be able to be a partner and to be a supporter of the dental hygiene program. Many of our dentists have gotten a good start in the Amarillo College system and gone on to dental schools and come back. My two sons are both examples of that, on their way back. And most of us have employed in our offices dental hygienists. And without the Amarillo program here, I don't know what we would do for dental hygienists. My 30 years in practice, all of the young ladies and have worked for me have been from the Amarillo College program. Highly educated, very professional in everything that they do, and we're so appreciative for what they do and the education they get here. Not only do they get a great education, but they also participate in the community. Just this last weekend, part of what we do is in the Smiles Foundation, part of the Texas Dental Association, is we have mission trips here in Texas, and we had a mission trip in Cactus. Now, you don't know where Cactus is. It's about 13 miles north of Dumas, about 60 miles north of here. And the entire second year dental hygiene class was there, and they were taking care of patients all day long on Friday, and many of them were back on Saturday doing just a great job for us. And it was a pleasure to get to be with them. And so we're so very appreciative to the leadership, the vision, and what a vision it is to be able to come to reality, and what an honor it is to Dr. Jones, and we're glad your family is here. I assure you, on behalf of the Dental Society, the Panhandle District Dental Society, we will continue to be very appreciative and be a strong supporter of the hygiene program here in Amarillo. We thank you very much. It's now my distinct honor to introduce to you a gentleman who I consider to be a very good friend, one who was president of our Dental Society in 1989. He continues to be a leader on the local level, a leader in the state level. He's a leader to me in many ways. He's a leader in our mission trips. You see him at almost every mission trip doing dentistry and doing exquisite dentistry. He's a member of the Board of Regents. He's a friend of dentistry. He's a friend of Amarillo. Help me welcome Dr. David Woodburn.
You know, the original School of Biomedical Arts and Sciences came about as a result of a study that I know Dr. Joe Lipscomb was in, and our own Dr. Jack Fong back in 1967. And you know, shortly after that, there's a long story that goes with that, but I'm not going to tell it. But shortly after that, a grant came about, and Amarillo College went into the business of educating nurses. And shortly after that, the School of Dental Hygiene was established in an old nursery, I believe, an old white frame house down near Northwest Texas Hospital, the old Northwest Texas Hospital. And then it wasn't until actually, I guess, 1974 that this very nice building next to us was constructed and finished, and the School of Dental Hygiene and Dental Assisting was put out there. I remember coming back to Amarillo in 1975 to practice dentistry, and very quickly being associated with the school, teaching oral pathology and supervising on the clinic floor, and did a lot of work literally on the floor, because I seemed like I was kind of a make-do repairman a lot also. And I enjoyed doing that. But you know what? I thought it was a pretty modern, nice facility back in 1975, and it was. But, you know, the years of work and toil, it sort of aged. And you know, we fast forward to 2000, and I was elected Board of Regents at Amarillo College, a position I enjoy very much. And shortly after that, in 2003, there was a site visit from the American Dental Association. That is the organization that accredits schools of dental hygiene, dental assisting, and they really gave us very good marks. We had a very nice site visit, with one exception. The facility was woefully inadequate. I don't remember exactly what what they said, but and it really had some real issues. So then along comes Stephen Jones, and what a blessing! You know, Paul already mentioned something about how he very quickly had the vision of a new school of allied health. And, you know, but he sort of talked about it in the shadows, because bond issue was not something we were going to be visiting with very quickly. But, you know, Dr. Jones was a very visible man in our community and made fast friends. and Alice O'Brien and John Huffaker were certainly very fast ones. And you all know the story. We already kind of talked about it. But $68 million bond issue was, I've got to put it all on Stephen Jones's back. It was that man's vision and the work that he did that made it happen. And now we have a school that I am very, very pleased that has his name on it and will be a legacy for him and his family forever. And so I'm very pleased that you all are here, very, very pleased